Hey, beloved, this is Pastor Rubin H. Benjamin of Beulah First Missionary Baptist Church in Detroit. It's time for our weekly pop-up of encouragement. Hey, come on in and let me encourage you just for a few minutes. I hope that you are having a great week. God is still an awesome God. Hey, I want to talk to you real quick today about it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I heard a sermon once that God is not moved by our emotions or how much we cry out to him, but he's only moved by our faith or, our obedience. Now, I do agree with that. God is moved by our faith because it is shared so many times in Scripture, as well as our obedience. But beloved, let me share this with you as well. God is a God of feelings. Listen here, what would it be like to have a God who would never move by what we go through, the pain and the hurt that we experience? That would be like having Buddha or Muhammad, but we have a God who is yet still alive. Have I got a witness? And so I want to share with you some scripture to encourage you that God is a God who feels and he sees your tears and is okay to cry. The first scripture is this, Psalms 126:5. Those who sow in tears shall reap with a shout of joy. After you've cried for a moment, God is going to bring joy to your soul. The second one is John, the 11th chapter, verses 33. When Jesus saw her weeping and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. This was when Mary ran out to Jesus and shared with him, Lord, if you had been here, our brother Lazarus would not have died. But when Jesus saw her weeping and the folks who came out with her, it troubled him. And lastly, the scripture I want to give you is found in 2 Kings, the 20th chapter. It is saying this, Hezekiah, you know Hezekiah the king, the prophet Isaiah went to him and told him to get his house in order because he was going to die and not recover from his illness. But in verse 3 and 4 and 5, I want to share with you, Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and he wept bitterly. In verse 4, before Isaiah had left the middle court, the word of the Lord came to him. Look what it says. It says, go back and tell Hezekiah, the ruler of my people, this is what the Lord, the God of your father David says. Hear me now. I have heard your prayers. In other words, he not only cried tears, but he cried out aloud. But part 2 says, and seen your tears, and I will heal you. Beloved, we serve a God who sees our tears. I've lost some close friends in this pandemic, and I've seen some hurt of many folk, and it has brought me to tears. I want to let you know today that when you cry, it releases the burden from you, and it passes it on to God, who is waiting right there with arms stretched wide to take in your pain. He sees your tears, and your tears troubles him. It's okay, beloved, to cry. But know this, we serve a living God, and he sees those tears, and our God is going to bring joy to you. For somebody says, weeping may endure for the night, but beloved, joy will come in the morning. Get ready now, get ready to receive the joy of your tears. I pray that this have encouraged you, and we'll see you again on another pop-up. Be blessed.